Hi Stephen, my name is Andrew Slack and I am here to talk to you about a very serious subject. Chocolate. Stephen, in my right hand is chocolate. It is delicious chocolate, and it is chocolate that I grew up with, and I'm assuming that you grew up with as well. The question is, where does this chocolate come from? Now, we know that it didn't come from a lab of mad scientists, and it didn't come from Willy Wonka's chocolate river. It did come from cocoa farmers who are laboring all day with cocoa plants. The problem is that most likely this chocolate came from cocoa farmers that are being exploited and that stay in poverty. And no matter how hard they work, their efforts are not being rewarded fairly. And most of them are still hungry. In extreme circumstances, Stephen, children are kidnapped and made to be child slaves on cocoa plantations. And there is a chance that some of the chocolate that you and I have bit into has come from those very child slaves. We don't want that. How can we get around that? How can we be guaranteed that the chocolate that we eat is fair and is helping people get out of poverty and treating them fairly, and certainly not encouraging child slavery? There is a solution. In my left hand, delicious bars of fair trade chocolate. All of this has been carefully monitored, and it is transparent in how it's done to ensure that the farmers who made this were being paid fairly, transparently, and in a way that will make them upwardly mobile to get out of poverty and to make their own businesses. This is a phenomenal thing. Recently, studies have come out to show that if we keep going down a road with very little fair trade chocolate, these farmers are going to continue to flee the cocoa plant, making chocolate more and more rare. In fact, within 20 years, chocolate will be so rare that it will be as expensive and unusual a product as caviar. Which means you and I, and all of us Americans who love chocolate, are not going to have access to that chocolate. Who is going to solve this problem? Harry Potter fans. I run an organization called the Harry Potter Alliance, which uses parallels from the Harry Potter books to mobilize over 100,000 Harry Potter fans to become heroes in our world. Together we have sent 5 cargo planes of medical supplies to Haiti. We've raised over 55,000 books to communities across the world who are in need. And we have worked for advocacy for human rights and LGBT equality. Now we are going to ask Time Warner and NBC Universal to make all Harry Potter chocolate fair trade. If we want chocolate that's going to be cheaper in the long run and stay around, we need Kit Kat to start, being fair trade. And the way we're going to make that happen is if Time Warner and NBC Universal make this joint decision to be like, all Harry Potter chocolate is fair trade. Then Hershey's and Nestle's and all these other companies are going to be like, you know what? There's a market for this. We're going to do this. And so, Stephen, I'm going to ask you to sign our petition at deathlyhallowscampaign.com to tell Time Warner and NBC Universal, the parent companies of Harry Potter, that all Harry Potter chocolate should be fair trade. We already have over 6,000 signatures, so we're asking you to join us, Stephen. I would be honored if you did, and together maybe you and I one day could share a delicious bar of fair trade chocolate. Thank you. That's my word. This is so good. I taste chocolate, I taste justice, and I taste fairness. A whole new economic order in our world.